Welcome everyone, how's it going? It's Coach K here, and another episode of what's going on in the world of cryptocurrencies. So before I start, guys, show me some support. It would be really nice of you to just click on that subscribe, like, or share button, little bell, and show some support for Blocktraders channel. Now, I want to jump in and talk about something. Obviously, you guys read my thumbnail, that's going on in crypto, and guys, please do start commenting and giving your opinions, because you've been quiet lately and I'd love to share your guys' opinions. What's up, Sean and Luke? Great to see you guys. So the first question that I was asking you guys is, would you store your crypto in a bank? So there's good and bad for this. So we've seen this from ABN AMRO. They're trialing this out right now, and basically they'll hold your private keys. So there's good and bad to everything, as we all know. There's pros and cons. True crypto believers will not be fans of this. How's it going, Luke? Hope you're doing well. If you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook, just come on, say hi, let me know you're here. Give me your opinions on what you think, because this one is a good one to ask you your opinion on. So the Dutch bank comes in trialing 500 clients, basically holding their private keys. Now, obviously, some people are going to say that this is awesome. They're going to hold your private keys. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And the average person might say that's great. But most people that have been in crypto from the start are not like that. What's up, Steve? How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. It's been a while. And so what I'm trying to get at is that what they're doing makes sense for some people, but they're only insuring it up to £6,000, the funds up to £6,000. So is it a friend or foe is the hard question we have to ask ourselves. What I'm looking at here is this. Do we want to give a bank the ability to hold our private keys? Is that not the same as giving a bank the ability to hold our cash? Is there very much difference there? The question also many people will ask is, why would you want a bank to hold your cryptocurrency keys, right? You don't ever share your private keys, so why would you give them to your bank with only £6,000 of insurance? You might put a little bit in there, but you wouldn't put a lot. So insurance, yes, a very little bit of it. SAFU probably will be just as good from Binance. So that is good and bad. What I'm trying to get at here is, yes, banks will have insurance, but here's a scenario you guys have to apply. Apply this scenario. Someone breaks the law, okay? And when they break the law, the government goes to the bank and says, the police say, yeah, freeze their funds. Guess what? With Bitcoin, you can never have your funds. Oh, wait a minute. They have your private keys. Guess what happens to your funds then? They get frozen. So there is good and bad to everything. You have to realize that if you give a custodian, you could potentially, never get it back if something happens. Luke says, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Don't think insurance is worth it in the first place. They're normally making money. Yeah, absolutely, Luke. It's true. And we have to think about it. Yes, there are ways to protect ourselves. There's ways that we can, separate our private key or put our private keys in different locations, in different drop boxes, etc. You changed the name Crypto Educator to Blocktraders. Yeah, we did, Daryl. We were saying that a couple times for a while. Mike and I have teamed up. So you'll be seeing Mike a lot more, doing some live trading analysis, technical analysis on coins, more than just on TA Fridays. So you'll start seeing him do that more often. So he'll be doing live feeds just alongside myself. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. Also, Blocktraders has a full education aspect to it. It literally is all education based, teaching TA, teaching about crypto, and so we started a company, and obviously we'll still be doing this stuff without asking you for anything. So moving on, the overall synopsis for myself about the idea of a bank holding my private keys is hell no. Don't want it to happen. No matter what, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, I never want the bank to be able to freeze my private keys. And that literally gives them the ability to do that. Also, what happens if the bank goes under, something happens, theft, who knows? So my thing is, I would rather put it in a safe deposit box and have a couple, have my seed key in a couple safe deposit boxes in 2 different places around the world, or 2 different places with 2 deposit boxes, kind of make a treasure hunt out of it, honestly. So that's the best way to go. Now, moving on to some more news. We have Bitmex Insurance Fund can finance a 51 attack against Bitcoin Cash for a year. That's insane. That's a lot of money. So are they saying that yes, Bitmex is going to do this? No. Would Bitmex do this? Probably not, because it wouldn't seek to their benefit to do that, right? But they actually have the money to potentially do this, which is pretty crazy. It's a lot of money. How's it going, Richard? Nice to see you there. Would be good to have XRP or something to get people into the crypto world. Yeah, I think XRP is still gonna slowly get there, but you gotta remember that XRP, as much as all the other cryptocurrencies, they have to take steps to get to where they need to be, and adoption is not really just around the corner like people think. It's a couple years away, so it's gonna grow gradually as we get, you know, the real good dApp that finally comes out and all those types of things, the really good new social media that comes out, because Steam kind of missed the boat there. Maybe they'll come back, but they've kind of missed the boat. People don't really use it that often. So they haven't found that adoption yet. We have to find the easier, simpler dApps. We need to find the protocols that actually have use case and use them. That'll really help. How's it going, Erdy? Nice to see you. So this article basically is just talking about how Bitmex has so much money and they could actually do a lot with it. Would they do it? Of course not. It goes against their best interest to do that. So I just want to point out another scam right now. So if you guys get an email from Coinbase that says over the next 7 days they're running scheduled maintenances, and here's your wallet private addresses and keys. So basically they're trying to get you to send to these wallet addresses cryptocurrencies, and basically you'll never see your money ever again. So be on the lookout for this. Tell your friends about this. It's a really simple scam, but guys, all the scams generally are simple, and generally your friends or your family or someone you know gets hurt from them. So spread the word. It's not hard to do, and it's something that'll save someone a lot of pain and suffering. Now the big news of today, we obviously see that the Van Eck ETF proposal was actually pulled. Now, few reasons for this, and I'm going to get into some other things about this as well, but the Van Eck ETF was actually withdrawn. They pulled it themselves. So they didn't even give them a chance to say no, denied in February. They just said, no, we're pulling it. Now, I think this had a lot to do with the government shutdown, because nothing can actually go forward without the government working. So they potentially pulled it to redo some things that they probably now know. They probably talked to regulators, and there's some things that they could probably change and make better, and they'll probably resubmit it this year. Like I'm surprised a little bit about it, but with the government shutdown, it's also kind of makes sense that they would pull it back and wait for it to move on. And guess what? We didn't see much happen because this ETF didn't get approved. And honestly, a lot of us still think, and I'm still a believer, that ETFs could bring a lot of bad stuff to crypto. So with ETFs being bad to crypto, we have to keep that in mind. Now, the new chapters of innovation and disruption will be written in 2019. This is Anita Friedman, who is the president and CEO of Nasdaq. I'm trying to go to the part where she's talking about cryptocurrencies. And she basically says that in this article, she wrote this as well, cryptocurrencies could still be a global currency of the future. And here she's talking about and breaking down how, you know, we've had the early adopters, we followed the hype. Now comes the actual 2 outcomes. Either innovation finds that practical use case and utility, like we did with the internet, or the innovation just fails to get that adoption and will not really be used that often, but will kind of be used as a medium of exchange, right? It won't be the main thing that everyone thought it would be. So just want to remind you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, if you're here, say hi. Hello, nice to see all you guys. Click that subscribe, like, share button, support Coach K and Blocktraders. We're trying to really get that information out to you guys, and you're gonna see us a lot more. So just be really nilly-willy about it, because it's gonna be awesome. So basically that's what she's talking about, and she really thinks that at Nasdaq they're working to actually help cryptocurrencies gain investors' trust with their technology. So this is all really positive news from them. Then another source of positive news is the Japanese government are thinking and intending to let wages be paid in digital currencies, whether that be a stable coin or whether that be anything else. Luke has a question. Crypto is the future of money. Might take up to 4 to 6 years before another boom and real adoption. Yeah, Luke, I think it's more to 3 to 5, not 4 to 6. But at the same time, I think we're going to have slow growth between then, right? We can't just stay at the bottom forever. So we're going to see growth. Good projects are going to grow. Bad projects are going to slowly fade away, just like they did in the dot-com bubble. And we'll see the really good stuff shine. Some of the good ones die off as well because they can't maintain, because they didn't do some things right with their business. A lot of businesses are doing that in crypto, especially ICOs. They didn't manage money well, and all those types of things. So yes, I think adoption will come, and it's going to come with more use cases and things that we actually want to use these dApps and things for. Like right now, apps are better, so we're going to use them. Until we have something better, faster, and more efficient, we're not going to change. And this is something that's been, echoed through the crypto community about when we get this adoption is we have to keep building stuff. We have to keep making it better. We have to make it better than an app and have to make it more reasonable than an app, or even, use blockchain in different ways that make more sense. So that's what we have to focus on. Now, Japanese government are going to let them pay in digital currency, and that'll be pretty big. And then another piece of really big news that came out today is the S10 had leaked images showing that the Samsung blockchain key store. So basically, they're going to let you store your cryptocurrencies on your new S10 device. That's really, really interesting and very cool. I think that is something that shows we're going towards adoption, right? Soon enough, every phone will have a crypto wallet. Soon enough, many of the distributors and different supply chains and many of the large institutions will start accepting and using cryptocurrencies. It's starting to stack up. We just have to wait for the right timing. It's all a game of it's a game of timing, right? So we have to build it, make people want to use it, let people use it, like it, tell their friends, and it's going to slowly adopt. So that's why when people ask the leaders in the industry, when is adoption going to come, they just say you have to keep building to make adoption happen. Now, moving on to the ETF again. So this is really good, okay? And this is why I'm telling you it's really good, is the markets did not really feel anything from the ETF withdrawal. Almost nothing. The drop was like 1%. And at the current price of Bitcoin, that's really not nothing. And so why do you think that happened? Well, people understand the government shutdown was potentially why this is happening, right? They also understand that ETFs could potentially be bad for cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, because we could have paper-backed Bitcoin, where they could make up that there's more Bitcoin than there really is. Joel, do you think there will be further falling to come with cryptos before we see the climb upwards? See, this is a good question because a lot of the traders in the community are saying this right now, Richard. Many are saying that many of the alts bottoms, and that's why we're seeing things like Loon, Metal, a lot of these are climbing like 30, 40, 50, 100%, DLT 200%. So we've been seeing a lot of movement in alts, and Bitcoin's kind of been stagnant, which could indicate that the alts will continue to move. And especially with the ETF disapproval, the alts still seem to be fine. So that's all stuff to fundamentally take in consideration when you're looking at all that, right? So will we see it climb upwards? I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. I don't have a crystal ball, but I still think we need to test that 3,100 range. Now, I don't know if we'll get that low, but I think we need to test another low again one more time, and then we should see some growth. But if we don't see that, I could see this other scenario of alts continually having alt season where they continue making nice gains in the alts, Bitcoin kind of staying sideways for a couple months, and then sometime in quarter 2, quarter 3, things like Bitcoin start to move up. And I'm telling you guys, timing with TA and fundamentals is never a guarantee. I can't tell you for sure, but I fully expect the market to start to recover in quarter 2 into quarter 3, and then we should start to see some growth again. But as you guys know, in crypto, it's volatile, and one piece of bad news or one piece of really good news could change a lot in the market. So that's another thing to also consider when you listen to people talk about crypto is, even though I'm a market analyst, I can be wrong, so can anyone else. And people called bottom at 6K, people called bottom at 3.5. They were all wrong. So that's something to always keep in mind. You have to continually do TA, continually look at fundamentals, what's going on in the market, and it generally can tell you, TA will tell you, yes, it's going to move or not move in one way or the other, higher probabilities. Then if you add fundamentals, your probability of being correct is even higher. So that's what I will tell you to do. And let's just look at Bitcoin and actually look at what happened. So I just drew on here the Van Eck ETF withdrawal. As you guys can see as I zoom in here, it really wasn't nothing too special. I mean, we go here, we can measure it out. It's about 1%. It dropped 1%. I mean, this is nothing that would cause anyone some grief. And, you know, we've already made up at least half of that since then. So really, Bitcoin's just still staying in that sideways pattern that it's been in since that big dip. It's grew a little bit, stayed sideways, grew a little bit. Now it's kind of moving back down and sideways. We'll see how it goes. It is making higher lows right now, but this is only on the hourly. And so we could see. We'll have to just wait and see. But right now, I wouldn't be going into Bitcoin if I was looking to go in. It doesn't look like a good entry at this point because the EMAs are not really stacking up nicely. And, you know, it's not moving up. You don't really see much. And then we also see this. It looks like it's about to cross over. It has crossed back over on the MACD as well. So it's not really looking like anything's going to happen with Bitcoin anytime soon. Nuno, nice to see you on YouTube. Anyone else watching YouTube, please do like, subscribe, and share. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm just about done. So just remember to show some support. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and all that. Where are all traders? What's the question? Shaukat? I don't understand. Anyone else have any questions? I'll leave the floor open to you for like another minute or two. If anyone has any questions about what's going on in the market, you know, if you have a question about you know, where do I see something going? If you want me to give you an opinion about a coin quickly, I can do that. So just if you have a question, I know there's a short delay usually in the video from when I'm talking, so I'll give you guys a second to just tell me what you want to actually know, if there's any questions that you have about the market right now, and then we can go over that. Other than that, we can stop. So yeah, as you guys can see as well, this is my on here. You can see that this line of support and this line of support now changed over. I haven't changed them yet because I just loaded the chart. So as you can see, this should not be green, this should be red. So any of the guys who are in Blocktraders, you know that. And this used to be our historical line of support, but actually now it's going to move down and probably somewhere in this range. You're gonna have to check out, go move out a little bit, zoom out a little bit further, but somewhere around this range will probably be my new line of support. Historical line of support somewhere around here. Not really, but I'll have to zoom out and do that again. But basically, we see that I truly think that we might move back and touch this this line of resistance again, and but all the EMAs are facing down and or flat, so don't look at BTC right now. TRX or EOS or 88. Okay, so what do you want to know, Luke, about 88 TRX? TRX, let's look at that. TRX BTC. Okay, so it's been on a nice run, and we all knew this was going to come. I was looking at it around 300 sats a long time ago. Actually, not that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. So let me just hold on one second. I need to find my auto. There we go. All right, so I drew like the biggest cup and handle ever, which it really wasn't a cup and handle, but it looked beautiful, so I just drew one. Sometimes I like to do that. But yeah, we can see that it bottomed. Like, this is what I'm talking when I said they're bottoming out. We see that TRX looked like it bottomed. It seems to have bottomed out, tested once, twice, kind of 3 times. It's like, all right, now it started on its growth back. Do I see TRX moving up more? I think it will, honestly, not just by TA, but because of the fundamentals around TRX right now. And the fundamentals around TRX are they have a huge airdrop coming for BTT, which is a real company. So I think a lot of people will look at that. Well, they are all competing for 3rd generation crypto. Which do you think has the best future? Well, that's a good question. I think TRX, EOS, and ADA. TRX and EOS both have the most used dApps in crypto right now, which is not very many. It's about 40,000 or 50,000 people use them a day, and 90% of them are just based off of gambling. So But they are, and TRX is pushing toward the gaming industry as well. ADA is looking to build like the super everything blockchain. I think they're still a couple years away to getting everything done, but it definitely will be bullish long term, because they have the brains in crypto, the biggest brains in crypto out of them all. And next week, as I've seen many of you guys voted for ADA, I will be doing a coin review of ADA and giving you guys a resource sheet where to find some more information to do more of your own research. So XRP, any major announcements coming? 2019 look like 2019 is supposed to look very, very bright. SBI's director came on and said that, you know, XRP is going to move up a lot in this year and blah blah blah. So XRP, I believe, is actually bottling up. One of the most famous one of the most famous, not crypto, but one of the most famous charters. I can't remember, Peter something. Peter. His name slips my mind, but Peter something, someone else remembers, let me know. He came on and actually drew a chart today and said like XRP looks really bullish after showing, someone asked him and he said XLM looks dead. And then right after, someone said, what about XRP? And he said it looks like it's bottling up. So look, bottling up means it looks like it's about ready to pop, you know, bottling up right before we pop the cork. That's what he said XRP is looking like. So could be pretty, really good. And if the banks actually do use XRP to settle, that's going to be even better. So TRX, EOS, very big dApps, lots of stuff being built on them. ADA hasn't been built on yet, but trying to make governance and lots of different things on the blockchain is a huge, you know, it's a huge job. And when they're done, I really do believe that that team will have, with some of the brightest minds in computer science, will come up with some really cool stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'll leave you guys at that. TRX, keep your eyes on for more growth, potentially up to that BTT airdrop, because some people will want to buy it just to hold it to get free BTT, because BTT is BitTorrent and it basically is already a real company that's worth millions of dollars, and so people will basically want to have that. Zilqua, why no one looks at that? Oh, Zilqua we already looked at, mate. Just to quickly go over Zilqua, it already had its run up before its January 31st mainnet. So generally when you trade, guys, when you trade on an event, you trade beforehand. So we're gonna just go on to the 1 hour chart here so we can look a little further back, and I can show you how to trade on an event. Trading on an event. So in December, like I always tell you guys, you look to start investing at that time for an event. So we know on January 29th, which would be right here, is the day where they're gonna have their mainnet launch. Now, two things to think about with mainnet launch right away. Number one, if it goes poorly and has a crash like EOS did, it's going to drop like a fly. If it does well, it could only increase a little bit, or increase a little, like it usually doesn't explode right away, but it could, but probably not. People are going to be weary and watch the tech and see if it works. If it works. So usually you'll buy ahead of time. So when it was looking really ripe at 300, 400 sats, people were saying that's a good time. I was saying to people it looked like a good time for me to buy it, and I bought in just above 450. So after I saw this first climb, I got in and actually exited here. What is that? No, actually exited here January 9th, because I was happy with my profits. So you have to learn. It's really hard to do it, but you know, if you make 25% in 16 days on something you held, it's a good time to take some profit. I held some. I don't have all of it sold, but I held some just in case it does do what I said and mainnet launches and it pops up a bit more. But that's how you trade an event. So Zil already is at that point where the event has happened. I would say that this time you'd want to wait out and see how the mainnet launch goes. Another step closer. What's this? 18. I can't read what that says, Richard, but that's awesome. I don't know. Press releases. Atomic Power, Digital Asset Exchange. All right, can't read it, but I'll get to it later. Anyways, you guys have a great day. I'll be on again tomorrow. Tomorrow's TA Fridays, so you'll see Mike and I. Go on to the group right now if you're watching this, guys, and click on which coins you'd like us to do TA for. We'll go into detail about that as well. And on top of that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And please do vote if you guys want me to review certain coins. I have some polls going on right now in the groups. Do that. And if you're new and you're watching this, guys, click that subscribe, like, and share button. Show some support to Coach K and Blocktraders, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye now.